I think it was 98, maybe before that. The idea really came after we made the trip to Anadar Lake with elders in the fall of 85, September 85, with CBC 50 State. With their questions, who are the Ahiarmiut, what 50 State really gave me an idea after we returned. This is something I always had in mind, why we were moved so much, not so much me, but all the people like my late parents. They first were relocated to Knowlton Lake, then on to North Hunnick Lake, and to Batley, Eskimo Point, Wilco, Tamati, Rankin, and back to Wilco. And how serious I was, I'm not sure. At the same time, I was scared also, and also a feeling of shame of all the things I hear about even my fellow Inuit, how terrible Ahiarmiut are, how low they are in life. And the idea always in my head, the trip to Anadar Lake with elders in the fall of 85 gave me a bit of pressure to carry on, although I have no idea how. It didn't take action right away. A few years later, then I got the idea again. Maybe that was not until we moved to Iqaluit. That how can I talk to elders? It's something that nobody wants to talk about, at least even like us, my generation, because of who we are, Ahiarmiut, who want to talk about low life Ahiarmiut. We were them. Then from there I want to test the water. I start with a little simple survey with the funding from the government that paid for my airfare to Ottawa, and talk to people, starting with a simple survey that I will mail later. Most answer it in English or Inuktitut, and that gave me a fairly good direction that they want to do more or hear more versus see someone doing it more. So after that, it gave me more ideas. What should I do? I have no experience working or research, and I don't know how to approach federal people. Even kind of scared to approach our elders. And the more I do research, the more I meet with them, the idea gets more lively. And after I realize it's something that I can do with help with everyone. Anyone who can help, I find very little time who don't want to help. Okay, never mind. Even my age group. Then I capitalize on people who may be interested, and the people that really gave me a confidence were the Ahiarmiut Elders. That first meeting in 1999 assured me that this is something we should look at very seriously. And everything was in my head going very fast. In reality, it's going very slow. And I also don't know all these things. It could involve years and years of research, tons of money. And if you're going to have tons of money, you need a lawyer to do lots of it. So lack of funding, but the idea was lively, very hot. Ahiarmiut Elders want to go ahead. One of the meetings, I translate all the things what I was told by Morunic and Anthropologica and Andrew Alcaswar and Langyayo. Put together. I don't have a computer at home or with me. So one morning I went to the school and said, "Can I use your computer for morning?" So I did all that all morning before my flight. I don't think I proofread anything, but it was done. So we're not sure at the beginning how we should ask for like an apology too, like did with Northern Quebec people, and compensation. That's what's in my head right from day one. And then the plaque came on later, a monument. Then after we realized we need lots of writing, lots of research built, and also read what other scholars wrote about us. Their information, some of them become handy, but I wanted to be more first people, like story from Mokrunik and all the people who were there. They will tell the truth. And that I had in mind. So between 20 years, let me get back to how it's all started. At the very beginning, after I compile stories from my elders, I put together all these things happen, and we want to be noted, and we want this and this. And I don't know who to give it to. And it happened one early spring when Minister James Stewart was in Iqaluit. And she went to different places, gatherings, talks and stuff. And from distance, I almost like I was stalking her, but nobody noticed. And I was too scared to walk up to her and give her the envelope, just in case you want to read it right away, which was maybe not. Too scared of all of the above. So OAC I went somewhere, and I went to the airport, gate was closed already, and her government jet was about to shut, and a pilot or co-pilot was doing walkabout. So they noticed me waving envelope, and the gentleman came and said, "This is for the minister. Please give it to her." Without question, said, "Okay." And the paper trail started. I was expecting reply the following week, following month, following year. That I don't know. Took long time even to get acknowledged something. That I don't know. That is standard with the government, especially when you're trying to notice something what they did wrong. So later on I learned that phone call's not going to come my way, saying, "By the way, in 1956 we did this to you guys." It's not going to come. Then, to make long story short, 2 guys were sent to Galway to see who's this David guy, what he wanted, and so on. So from there, once a year, maybe twice a year, some kind of acknowledgement come, but nothing serious. And the file was dead for years. But I don't let Ahiarmiut know this, because I know what will happen. There'll be arguments, blaming, pointing fingers, infighting, and I don't want that, because elders really want to see something. So it was hard for not telling anyone. That file is dead. No one answering us until years and years later. And from that year on until 2019, every personal trip that I made to Ottawa become a relocated trip, whether I like it or not. They want to talk, share stories, have a meeting, and I never fail. I always interrupt my trip, interrupt my hunting, etc. So all this until I contact a lawyer in Yellowknife. We have a little bit money. We have a little bit of money to start with memberships, like every idea of every Ahiarmiut relocated should put in $200 to Northern account. Maybe 8 to 10 people did. We have a bit of that. And at the very early stage, NTI gave us $25,000, and also Given Association under Paul Clutterjack at the very early stage also gave us $5,000 just to get things rolling, but not to look after lawyers and all that. We don't have them yet. But as soon as we found a lawyer from Yellowknife and realized you need lots of money. The money dried up right away. And every trip, its momentum was building up, especially the elders. Younger group, they more have reservations. They have other things to do. So a lot of time I would ask if the communication was in good with the government. One call I never forget is one of the Ahiarmiut who was a member of the board shouldn't know, but he didn't know this. There was a message for me to call this Ahiarmiut. Said he was sick. Can he have his allotment right now? Hardest to tell him was, we have no money. We don't have the money yet. So that was hard. And just before 2005, although we have all this collected stuff, personal stories, we don't have a lawyer yet. For some fluke reason, I come across Steve Cooper, who was our lawyer to the end, still today. Was going to Igloo Lake somewhere, I think, and we met at supper, and I explained my blues to him and said, "Oh, sounds very interesting," and verbally agree that he want to help. I don't know, I don't even have reservation about this guy. Finally, I said, I want to help. And I said, we have no money and stuff. He said, it's okay kind of thing. We're about that later. Then from there, the file is risen from dead. And moved there at our level, regular basis, until we hit government that things are much slower communicating government. But they are interested in responding now. And at least by email, it was regular response. Then the phone call was even taking place now, conference call. Things are moving. I don't know how the outcome might be, but things are promising. And from there, in person. And there are quite a few back and forth what they need more, what gets more information from us, and we respond promptly right away. And I think they're also serious. We are dead serious about what we're doing. Communications start to get warm in person, like a joint conversation. More trusting about the other group, that level kind of thing. Then my best part of all it was taking the government to Ahiarmiut, to all these talks, emails and conversations for them to meet the Ahiarmiut in Ahiarmiut, meet Silas, Miri Aya, the board, and some people flew in from Wilcope and Rankin, and talk to the group. And when they hear elders testifying or talking, they really took notice. And I think that was a turning point. After that, talk of the money part, right from the beginning. I don't know what the figure that come to me was like 1 million per move. I don't know why I put 5 million. And he was at the Ahiarmiut thought, oh, that's too low. I want lots, let's put it that way. That's out of this world. That didn't even put in my notes. But I'm just a listener and just their captain. I tell them what they tell me to do. So I stick with 5 million. I could have done 10, I could have guessed 10 maybe. But at the end, after negotiations, we departed for lunch, and we in the government and us know how much they will give us this afternoon kind of thing, or this morning. And we meet again. We know the figure. It was 5 million plus 750,000 that would go towards educating the public, reconciliation, those kind of things among Ahiarmiut, like my age group, and also come up with things like this to educate the younger generation or spouse and Canada at large kind of thing. That was to be used for that kind of thing, or maybe through art, workshops, and so on. That was extra that they add 750,000 plus 5 million.